Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening or good morning, wherever you're tuning in from and whenever you're tuning in. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. And in this video, we've got some breaking news. We have a approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And excuse the Tilray Brands thumbnail. That's actually not today's video. That was from an earlier live stream today. Just kind of winging this. The news just came in, and I assumed there would be a lot of people just not sure how the markets were going to react to this. And as I mentioned in the Powell Group private community not too long ago, I expected that we would more than likely see a bit of a run up and then a sell off, and then maybe a sell in the news event. And then over the course of the next month or so, we'll see a bottom. And then I think we're really going to kick it into an explosive 2024. But just sit tight. We'll get started here in about 30 seconds or so. We'll give it another half a minute for people to jump on. All right, so jumping into today's content. Today is Tuesday, January 9th, and as expected, we did get the approval of all the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So we're going to go over this breaking news. As I mentioned, it's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. And we're going to be discussing all of this and more. We'll take a look at the chart and what to expect, in my opinion, in terms of price in the days, weeks, months ahead. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like. It would help support the channel. I would appreciate it a lot. But we had Charles Gasparino from Fox News saying it was a done deal, and then the SEC actually came out and confirmed it as well. So we're going to go over all of the sources. Make sure to tick the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future live streams or whenever I post a new video. Also, make sure to give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So the funny thing is, right before we get to the source and everything, I actually was over here in the Powell Group private community, and I actually was doing some analysis on Bitcoin, saying that we were extremely strong at the moment, and we're seeing a weekly 50 moving average crossing bullish through the 200 weekly moving average, which the last time that happened, we went to new all-time highs. So this is looking really, really good. And then in the comments, in the thread, I said we may even see a spot Bitcoin ETF approved this evening or tomorrow morning. Rumors saying that it will begin on Thursday, and I was pretty much ready to make the video. I already had started making the thumbnail in anticipation of it. And then sure enough, I seen the volatility pick up on the chart, and I said, refresh, what are the chances we got the news this afternoon? And then lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. So we have spot Bitcoin ETFs are a done deal, trading to start Thursday, Fox Business. So smash the like if you're excited. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and we're going to be talking is XRP next, because there's some, it's the only crypto in the US with legal clarity, and there's a lot of speculation because of the fact that it's been re-added to Grayscale Trust as well, and because it's legitimized, right? It's won the lawsuit, it's got legal clarity. It would just make sense that that would be the next one in line, and I do think that we could see a settlement with Ripple and the SEC at some point soon. I think that's still the most likely scenario. So the SEC is expected to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs Wednesday, with trading commencing on Thursday, reports Fox Business senior correspondent. Charles Gasparino, Fox Business senior correspondent, has reported that the long-anticipated spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETFs are indeed a done deal, with trading slated to commence this Thursday. So breaking, Wall Street is set to meet the crypto world beginning Wednesday, with widely expected SEC Gov approval of first spot Bitcoin ETF and trading to start Thursday. I'll believe it when I see it in the press release, but I'm being told it's a done deal by applicants. So then we go over here to Watcher Guru. Shout out to Watcher Guru as well, does a great job with breaking news. SEC approves all spot Bitcoin ETFs: VanEck, Bitwise, Fidelity, Franklin, Valkyrie, Hashdex, ARK Invest, Grayscale, BlackRock, WisdomTree, and Invesco Galaxy. if you total up all of the amount of assets under management out of all these companies, it's absolutely staggering. You're talking, north of 25 trillion, more than likely when you add up all those. So this is absolutely massive for the space. We're finally getting approved. We're finally getting recognition as an asset class, and this just solidifies that here today. And this is only the beginning. Just imagine, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be a flip of the fingers. I didn't think that was ever going to be the case. I would say over the next month or so, if you remember when gold ETFs started traded, they didn't go to the moon, quote unquote, go to the moon the next day, right? They fizzled out for about a month or two, I think it was. And then we started to see prices really start to pick up. And I think that's going to be a similar move. But right from the horse's mouth, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on X. Today, the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national security exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. Thanks for protecting us, Gary. You've done a great job of it so far. Finally doing something to reward the market and retail investors and investors as a whole. So today's approval enhances markets transparency and provides investors with efficient access to digital asset investments within a regulated framework. So there you go. There we have it. There was also another article here. So Bitcoin Systemi, huge claim. CEO of the company with spot Bitcoin ETF application says Ripple XRP Spot ETF is next. According to a journalist, Jacqueline Malenik claims Valkyrie CEO said that after spot Bitcoin ETF, it's XRP's turn. They put Ripple here, but they don't realize that Ripple's a private centralized company with shareholders, a board of directors, right? Private equity. You can buy direct shares and private shares directly through Ripple with Link2. And then not to be confused with XRP, the decentralized virtual currency. So one is a company with a board of directors and already has shareholders and a CEO and whatnot. And then one is a digital currency that is just computer code, right? It's not a sentient being. It doesn't exist, other than on a ledger as digital code, right? So it's time to stop conflating the two and commingling the two. Ripple is a private company and XRP is a virtual currency, right? So as we look here in detail here, so they're talking about, and I think he mentioned Ethereum as well. Just go through here a little bit into this. Yeah. So the journalist claimed that he met with Valkyrie founder Stephen McClurg, who applied for Bitcoin Spot ETF, and that after BTC approval, Spot ETF approvals for Ethereum and Ripple were next. But again, how can Ripple, a private company, have a ETF? It doesn't make any sense. It's actually a currency, virtual currency called XRP, not Ripple. So you can see the mass marketing machine. They continue to try to paint XRP in this bad picture. They still try to call it Ripple, so it ruffles some feathers and whatnot. And people try to say that it's centralized, but Ripple is the Exxon and XRP is the oil, right, to that scenario. So this is 100% a real possibility, in my opinion, where we could, well, close to 100% as possible. I would say 99% chance that we're going to see a spot XRP ETF at some point, maybe even this year, but for sure in the future. Let me know in the comments if you agree. The account was hacked. The tweet was bogus. I don't know. You mean the Securities and Exchange Commission one? I find that hard to believe. We've got multiple sources. Oh my God. Wow. And this is even more reason why we need a spot Bitcoin ETF and ETFs in general. Like, the amount of manipulation going on right now in this market is insane. And them delaying it and putting it off is hurting investors. Like, this is just ridiculous. If it wasn't approved before now, then it should be. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Gary Gensler reports SEC X account hacked. No spot Bitcoin ETF approval yet. Gensler's post came 15 minutes after the SEC's X account falsely reported that spot Bitcoin ETFs were approved. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm not positive. No, it looks like it is. It looks like it's true. I heard he came on and said it was not him that tweeted it. Oh my God. This is a joke. Tell me it's a joke. I'm going to retweet that. It's official. All ETFs approved. Massive victory for crypto. Bearable bull. Yeah. I think they psyched everyone here. So let's just take a look. Gary Gensler. Wow. That's all I can say right now is wow. The SEC Gov Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. Well, that's just absolutely BS. What? Oh man, this is just painful. But again, just hits home that point even further that we need a spot Bitcoin ETF approval. How much manipulation has just been done in anticipation of the price running up from an ETF getting approved? How much manipulation about, the account gets hacked and then it leaks it, it's approved and, people will say, oh, the price didn't even go up that much. Well, kind of already told us that what we already knew was probably happening. It would be more than likely be a sell the news event. We might see a slight run up into the news, but then a sell off, and that's exactly what happened. So if anything, this gives us a clue as to what it's really going to be like once they really approve it. Unless they do some real, head fakes and, the price, I don't know, maybe another news catalyst comes out, another negative news, maybe they delay it and then they created the price and then they approve it, in a couple of weeks. Who knows? That could happen. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past these freaking scumbags at the SEC. Your account was hacked. I'm sure it was. Just absolutely ridiculous. Multiple sources, and then it ended up being the X account was hacked. Wow. Yep, we're getting multiple reports on it now. Spot Bitcoin ETFs not yet approved. Well, that is just laughable. I can't even, I'm just at a loss here. Ethereum doesn't care though. Watch. No Bitcoin ETFs, but Ethereum approved. You imagine? Imagine if they approved Ethereum ETF and then XRP ETF and then Bitcoin. Nope. Sorry, we don't know who the creator is. We know it's for a group of 4 people that Homeland Security met with, but we don't know who the creator is. So we know the creator of XRP, and it's an American company, so watch them approve it. No, I'm just kidding. I still fully expect them to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF before anything else, but wow. Talk about some BS. Some quad A level BS right there. So for those of you just tuning in, spot Bitcoin ETFs were approved, and then about 15 minutes later, they were not approved. And it has to do with this clown Gary Gensler's report on SEC X account hacked. Well, if you would just approve the damn ETFs already, which is just ludicrous that they haven't done that yet, then this wouldn't be subject to hacks. And like, there wouldn't be so much, oh man, it's just frustrating. It's like, how can they suck this bad at policymaking and getting like it just, if you look at the rest of the world, right, like what's going on in the rest of the globe and other areas of the world like Dubai and UAE and Singapore and all the way, even parts in Europe and whatnot, they're very pro crypto and they've got tons like the legislation is clear. There's tons of rules of the road. Like we know very, very clearly what the rules are, and this is just again shows our incompetence. Well, I'm not from the U.S., but just goes to show the incompetence of Gary Gensler and this agency. And oh man, it's super frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Let's take a look at the chart here. So yeah, we're still within yesterday's range. We broke to a daily higher high today, but massive hourly candle range there. Looking at about 6.5% so far there on that hourly candle. Potentially heading to hourly oversold here. 5-minute RSI would have been heavily oversold there. Got down to 44,700 and then bounced about 3.6% in a matter of 15 minutes. But wow. Don't you love crypto? And our trusty old friends over at the SEC. They probably made the password for X Spot Bitcoin ETF all lowercase. And then they just let whoever could figure it out get free reign of the account. SEC fat fingered the tweet. They thought it was Wednesday. What are they? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, that's a good point, right? The SEC Gov, I was just thinking that, I was kind of thinking that as well. The SEC Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. So an unauthorized tweet. So that, yeah, like, was this already a planned tweet? Did they have it? Is there like a way to draft tweets? I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, I bet you any money they made the password Bitcoin all lowercase. Or just like BTC all lowercase. I don't know. There's probably some password restrictions and you know, with regards to what you can put in there. Probably need something a little bit stronger than that, but wouldn't put it past them to have SEC Gov password. They're probably still using Windows XP as well. This agency is just laughable. Oh man, painful to watch, really. Just an absolute failure of a human, Gary Gensler. Jeez. Watch them like release the actual tweet tomorrow and it's verbatim the exact same. Oh, this time it's real though. Oh man. Painful, painful, painful. But yeah, maybe they fat fingered it, who knows? And then, oh yeah, just pretend like the account was hacked. I have no idea. Either way, this is just not a good look for the US, right? Like, what is happening? There's never been a time where, you know, it's just hard on the head, man. I don't even know what to say. This, I almost don't even want to like listen to anything else that they say. You know, it just, whenever I see the Bitcoin ETFs trading on the market, then I guess we'll know. Because I don't know. This is just bullshit. Like I said, excuse my French, but it's almost as if, you know, we are literally watching a gong show, a circus, just a bunch of clowns. I can't, I'm at a loss. So gonna end it there, I guess. We're seeing some decent price action here on Ethereum. Still possible that we see it by tomorrow, but like, how shady is that? Oh, the account was hacked, you know, the day that we were expecting it, and then with trading expected to begin on Thursday, and then tomorrow being the deadline. Like, what a bunch of greasy rat bastards if it came out tomorrow and they said it was delayed. Oh man, like, talk about the most manipulation. Like, and you know, I seen somebody say the other day, they're like, oh, this timing of Bitcoin and crypto is just impeccable, you know, like I can't believe that the stars aligned in such a way that Bitcoin just happened to save us out of the financial crisis of 2008, and you know, this beacon of hope and, you know, this ray of sunshine just came out of nowhere and at the right time. It's like, no. Crypto was created, it was designed by governments, and they knew exactly what they were doing. It was not coincidence. It was timed perfectly for a reason. Anything that happens in finance has been planned out for multiple years. Like, we're talking decades, okay? Especially when it comes to revamping the whole financial system. So if you ever think that this is all just sheer coincidence, don't be so naive. I can assure you with almost 100% confidence that this was all planned, right? This is all, it's just political theater, and it was all part of their master plan to roll over to a new financial system, which they knew was doomed from the beginning and from when they removed the US dollar from the gold standard. So it's just them executing their master plan, and we're very, very close to mainstream. This could be the year that crypto really goes mainstream once we see it in, all these ETFs. When we get multiple ETFs, and we get an ETF with multiple cryptos in it as well. That's going to be coming. But yeah, right now these clowns at the SEC just can't seem to stop dropping the ball. Like they continue to mess up and just look even more stupid. So I don't know how they can make themselves look any worse, and I don't know how much longer Gary Gensler is going to be in there. But man, we really got to get that password changed from lowercase Bitcoin on the Twitter account for the SEC website. Man, just absolutely stupid. Let me know in the comments if you guys are just as frustrated by this as I am, because like I said, as a content creator, you come on here and you do your research, you do your due diligence, you go and you check multiple sources right from the horse's mouth on the SEC Twitter X account, and then, oh, it was hacked. It's just like, oh man, only the SEC. Bunch of clowns, absolutely. All right, going to end it there. Hopefully we'll do another video in the next day or two, and it will be the actual news of a spot Bitcoin ETF getting approved, and then possibly Ethereum and XRP following after that. But going to end it there, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.